One. We are live. Thank you all so much for joining us as we do episode two of Coming Full Circle. Uh, Episode two of the first chapter, Cold Spot. I am so grateful again to have the people me from the Bardic College here with me doing this very special episodes for me. Really, really glad to have them. Let's just do a quick intro again around clockwise. Joel, if you don't mind starting us off.
Sure. My name is Joel Lee. I will be portraying Raymond Duke Driscoll, who is our investigator of the group and has a penchant for talking in third person.
There you go. Very cool. Excellent. Raz?
Yeah, Raz, and I'm playing Father Ian McFinley. He is a ray of sunshine in a otherwise cloudy sky, and
Here,
really a
strike
champion of
that,
the people.
reverse that.
A
Reverse
champion of the people.
that. Exactly.
You'll learn.
Exactly.
Yeah, you'll see that really quickly.
Okay. All right. Fine. Melinda?
Hi, Melinda here. I play Sarah Tyler, the resident librarian who is just so excited that this creepy haunted doll that we found shares my name. I can't wait to explore that.
And Lauren.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lauren. I play Elizabeth Barnes, who is the group's lovable, warm-hearted eccentric. And she is one of the best characters I've ever played. I'm having so much fun. So let's get into it.
Full on Catherine Hepburn is what I'm feeling. Totally. Just like completely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just head bob more.
Wacky. Yeah, exactly. Get that. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right. So yes, thank you for bringing up the doll. So yeah, when we last left off, we actually just walked into the Apcott house. We kind of hemmed hawed around town to kind of get a little more info, the best info that we could on a Sunday afternoon. In a quiet little town, population 425. I double checked.
Nice.
No, North Asheville. So yeah, you did a little bit of hemming and hawing and walked around, got a little bit of info around town about how this house that you're investigating that gets possibly haunted is already known in the neighborhood as the spooky house. Every neighborhood has their spooky house, and the Apcott house is it. So yeah, and it definitely fits the bill. It's a grand old mansion. It dates back, to colonial times, maybe even earlier. Definitely in a state of mild decay, not quite upkept as it was supposed, as it should be, befitting people of these means and stuff in a small town. So yeah, you guys introduced yourself to Allison and Amelia. No, you introduced yourself to Allison, the daughter of Amelia, and she went to go get Amelia, and then you were introduced to Matilda, who is Allison's daughter. Matilda came down. Her name is Maddie. She introduced herself as Maddie, and she had a little doll, little old, like not quite a cornhusk doll, but more like a rucksack kind of a doll, like a very, very rough homespun kind of a doll, featureless, just barely hanging together, but still actually in fairly remarkable shape. I mean, it's just it should be in pieces, or barely existing at all. But the fact that it exists this period is amazing, and I believe Sarah asked to have a look at it and introduced herself to Maddie, and she found out, yes, that the doll's name is Sarah too. And she introduced it to it, and as soon as you grabbed it, it was like sopping wet, and it like you squeezed a little bit, like a little bit of like very cold wet water kind of dripped out onto the hardwood floor of the glorious Apcott mansion, and that's where we stopped. And so yeah, we are picking back up where that left. Everybody saw it. Actually, everyone make a quick spot hidden. It's not really spot hidden, just to notice this.
Am I included in this? Or
Everyone,
Okay.
everyone.
Nada.
Nada.
No, and
No.
I'm not sure exactly what took my attention away, but I didn't see it.
Probably the doll. Probably the doll.
Oh, it's not the doll we're supposed to be looking at.
No, there's something else in the room that's going on. Anybody else?
I am 1 point off. Can I burn a luck?
Sure, you can for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If nobody else made it, Melinda, did you make it?
Okay.
Melinda says she makes it, so no need to burn the luck. So
I got
when
a hard success on that one.
Got
Okay.
it. So when
Mel
she
can
noticed,
tell us.
because and this actually kind of works. So when she squeezes the doll and the water drips out, like the room's temperature drops like about 15 degrees, and like a slight little frost comes off Melinda's breath as she's touching the doll, and everybody now sees that because they're looking at Melinda and sees the doll. Melinda's like, "Did you see that?"
Does anyone else feel does the air feel a little brisk to anyone else in here?
Yeah.
If you're gonna start smoking in a new person's house, maybe ask their permission.
I don't smoke, Father. Nor do I drink.
Maybe you should start. Because
I might after this.
So yeah, it's just like when you walk outside and the frigid air and you get steam comes off of your breath, and just for like a couple breaths and then it's gone. And then now you're looking at the doll again and it's dry. It's completely dry.
Well, thank God for that.
Do we all notice this?
Yeah, you all notice it. It's like the water just rapid evaporates from the doll. It's not even moist. I know people hate to hear the word moist. I say it. I don't care.
Squeeze it again. Squeeze the doll again.
Right.
Squeeze the doll, and there's like a rustling of other rags and stuff like that stuffed inside of it, whatever. But
That's weird.
Yeah, it's dry. It's dry as could be. And just at that time, Amelia's coming in, and you hear her kind of rolling like a cart down the hallway, and her and Allison are rolling like a tea service down on a cart.
Okay.
On a cart with like a
a wheelchair,
not a gurney or wheelchair or anything like that.
I do a lot of charity work.
legs.
I do a lot of charity work. I was expecting a wheelchair.
Yeah, a lot of knives and surgical instruments and stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But yeah, they're bringing in like his tea service and some little cookies and finger foods and watercress sandwiches and stuff like that. The crust cut off, and so they're rolling that in, and they're like, I'm so glad you all, and it's kind of quickly put together because again they weren't really expecting you. But they, that's why it took a minute for all this to happen. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so they come in and Amelia walks across the room and introduce, and waits for the men to get up. And she comes in the room, and yeah, she is a very austere. Not quite severe, but like right on the edge kind of woman. She has like the tight kind of like, tied back hair, a dark iron gray, kind of a deal, stern face. And, definitely you look at her and you're like, whoa, this girl does not put up with none, kind of a deal. She walks across the room and shakes hands with all of you before she goes to sit in her rocker over by the fireplace, which again is like roaring right now, and you're like, you're like, what? Was that a draft? What the heck was? That's a heck of a draft in this whole house, And she introduces herself to you and stuff like that. She says, Julian should be down in a minute. We called up for him from the kitchen, but yeah, so yeah, they were glad to see you all. Amelia's like, so glad you came. I'm sorry, I thought we had planned for you all to be here tomorrow. I don't know, we misunderstood or.
You know what, darlings? I blame myself entirely. What is time? It's a construct. Calendars are the tools of the devil. Did you know that?
Agreed.
Someone said that somewhere. when it is the devil trying to control us day to day via what is better, clocks. We're on time, just the wrong day. What is wrong? What is?
Yeah, you're about right. You're here
Yeah.
about 4 p.m., but like on Sunday instead of
So I'm going to completely. Dear listeners, I'm trying to completely disarm the situation and take all of the blame upon my weird self, and hopefully they'll just be like, "Oh, she's a whack job. Cool."
Yeah, that'll build tons of confidence in them.
I'm good at what I do. I'm bad at time.
She's not the secretary of the group. We'll put it that way.
I see.
I took notes once.
And they were completely incoherent.
And Amelia and Allison kind of, look weird, cast like a, strange kind of, cock and eyebrow at each other, across the room at each other.
Did I give the spoons last episode? I don't think I did.
I don't think you did. No.
Okay. So. This is the perfect moment for spoons.
Perfect time.
Is it?
Spoon.
To give confidence. Matt's saying that they don't have confidence in me now.
I mean,
come on. So, as I'm talking about the, irrelevance of calendars and time, the devil's charts they be. I produce a box. It's wrapped. There's a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Spoon.
And I present it to Amelia. My dear lady, please trust that we are here to provide whatever aid we can, starting with replacing all of your spoons that this pesky spirit has tampered with.
Thank you. And why those
you
are
most
nice.
Welcome.
Those are quite nice. Those are silver. That's very nice. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And about that time, Julian's coming down the steps from that grand staircase that you guys saw when you first entered in, like the little foyer. Hear him coming down the steps. As Duke recognizes him right away because he's got that kind of dry cough that turns into like a racking cough once he's finally got down the stairs, and he brings himself into the room. And like I say, he's a tall, thin, willowy kind of 14, 15-year-old boy. Blonde hair, glasses, wears like a white dress shirt, slacks, and like the pullover kind of pullover vest, sweater vest kind of a deal that they would have had back then. We'll say it's like a dark blue sweater vest. But he comes in, and again, he's very thin, very frail. He walks in, and now Amelia's like, "Oh, Julian, what a dear! These wonderful people brought us some new spoons. Could you go get the other spoons? I think they'll want to see them." And Julian's like, yes, Aunt Amelia, I'll be glad to do that for you." And he goes on down the hallway back towards the kitchen, down a little bit. And so Duke, you recognize him right away. This is the first time you all saw him. And again, he has like this racking cough, and you're like, wow, bad deal.
Duke leans over next to the nearest party member next to him and says, "Duke met the child out behind that house. They was near the pond. They had a chat. It was brief. The child ran away. He's quite fast on his feet."
Sarah looks over and just kind of raises her eyebrows and then nods and just goes back to her position of, I can't believe that this is going the way that it's going.
just tumbling right in.
Yep.
That's fine.
What did you talk about to make him run away?
The grandmother's sitting right there.
I whisper.
She's looking right at us.
I think it's pretty canon that Elizabeth Barnes does not know how to whisper.
Amelia's, yeah.
We're talking about her
kind of rocking in her chair.
Her feckin' grandson and the spoons right in front of this woman.
I'd like to point out that was my filtered response.
That
was my filtered response.
So, Miss Alcott, if I might just pose a question.
Apcott.
Correct. The problem. Good to know that you haven't changed your name in the last 24 hours. The young boy seems to have quite a wee cough there. Is everything okay? Has the local physician in this fine urban expanse that you live in, has he had a chance to be seen by a doctor? Has he?
Oh yes, he has, and some ailment that the doctors can't quite determine what it is, but it's been steadily getting worse the past couple of years.
Poor thing.
Yeah, they don't know exactly what the cause of it is, and yeah, I mean, back in this time, they don't know what it is, so. You know, they didn't have a name for it back then. It's not like consumption or emphysema or something like that. It's a little more into it.
Could it be something from the doll like Sarah-itis?
Sarah-itis.
Has it,
Sarah shoots daggers at you from wherever you're sitting in the room.
I'm not saying it's you. I'm saying it's the doll.
She's highly considering changing her name after this. I might go by my middle name instead.
Has Julian experienced any? I could ask him when he comes back, but I figure, woman to woman. Has Julian experienced anything strange, particularly?
Oh yes, actually, it was in the first time anything like that had happened, and Julian is walking in the room about this time. First time anything happened, I believe Julian and Maddie were having breakfast in the kitchen, and that's when all the implements and stuff started spinning around, and they started screaming, and that's where we saw, that was the very first time anything like this had happened. So yeah,
interesting.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, the boy comes back, I guess, with the others.
Yeah, he's got like this, shoebox. Like the cardboard little shoebox that they would have back then, of different things, all kinds of different like serving spoons and ladles, and even like a long sort of like a fisherman's kind of like a bone knife, like a long narrow knife. They're all bent, like the blade on the fisherman's knife, which is a fairly stout. Even though it's a thin blade, it's meant to debone a fish,
And like a fillet knife.
Yeah, exactly, like fillet knife. So yeah, it's bent like almost like into a curl, and then the spoons are almost like a pretzel. And like you're looking at them and stuff, like they're all in the box, and like you can look at them, pick them up, do what you like with them.
May I?
Yes, absolutely. They set them like on a coffee table in front of you all. Yeah.
Is there any evidence around the room that of the family members? There was a tragedy at sea.
Yeah.
Correct. Is there any pictures of those people present in this room?
There are a few pictures of some obviously older fellows by the family members by the style of clothing, or some paintings and stuff like that. About not in this room. No, you don't see anything like that.
Nothing directly related to them or that accident.
No.
Okay. Any of the paintings show anything interesting? Get a feel for odd?
I mean, it definitely reflects the oldness of this house. I mean, this house has been around again right at the start of colonial times.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe building into maybe like a remodeled Puritan home, almost even. May have been built on the shell of a Puritan home.
So everyone's smiling in the pictures.
Yeah. Everybody's just completely joyful. Quaker Oats guy.
Full of mirth and vim and vigor.
150 years, never even cracked a smile. Absolutely. Yeah. Just. So.
What happened to the pond? Does anybody know what happened to the pond?
The pond.
Good question.
You bring that up, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't remember if I stated it in the last episode, but on that edge of that, near the edge where that depression was, I said, yeah, that wow, it's odd that you know about the pond. Did you see the depression out there?
Yeah, when I was speaking to the boy, we saw the depression in the
Oh
water.
yeah, yeah.
Then the
Oh,
water stopping out
oh,
of the doll immediately made me think of water and
oh,
drowning.
I understand. Yeah, there was a large pond out there. Oh, before my lifetime, but I remember, my husband telling me about it, and yeah, that there was one back there a long time ago. It was filled even before he was born. Uh, Not really sure. I mean, we use most of that side uh, of the ground to do small gardening and stuff like that. Have a small garden, and there was like a little place a little closer to the house where they have like some fresh turned earth. Uh, it's not wouldn't be ready for planting yet.
Grave shaped.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Small little, 6x4, 6x3. But no, so yeah, but yeah, they have like a small little garden, back over on the same side of the house.
Do you have
Uh,
any history of the house?
uh, the history of the family. There's a very large family tree out in the hall. So, as a matter of fact, why don't we just go ahead and just you've seen the spoons. Why don't we just take you on a tour of the house?
Yes, that'd be
And
wonderful.
yes,
Hmm.
absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely,
Elizabeth takes the box of spoons with her. I have an idea, but I don't want to do it in front of the family.
of course.
Showing great restraint, you are.
Well, you know, what I have in mind might be a little unsettling. So,
Now I'm very scared.
oh no, it's not that bad.
Right.
Now I'm
course.
incredibly scared.
Oh
Well,
please, I just
let's
need a
get-
private moment and a large open space.
So yeah, let me pull up some maps of the house here. Give me just a moment. So yeah, here is the first floor of the Apcott house. See if I can enlarge a little bit for you to make it a little easier to see. So yeah, so if you're looking here, you can see where you all are at right now is the banquet room.
Mhm,
You came in through the little foyer there where hall is.
mhm.
Came to the left side door, and yeah, you're basically in the banquet room. There at the F is the fireplace. There's a closet here. Um, but yeah, they take you on back in the hall, and then here is the big staircase that Julian just came down. I mean, you literally would have just seen him outside these doors coming out there. But right here in the hallway, right about here along this side wall, if you can see where the arrow is a very large uh, family tree in a beautiful, frame along the wall there. We'll get to that just a second as we go. They kind of show you around the rest house. There is a library. Has a lot of like regular academic kind of books. Um, for simplicity's sake, if people are looking for like occult kind of stuff, you're not really seeing anything here. It's mostly your normal sort of stuff that any family library would have had back then. It is rather extensive, so it shows kind of like the wealth that they had back then. It's a fairly large collection of books, all hardbound and very very beautiful. There is a study back beyond. She says it was her husband's study. It hasn't really been used since he passed. It's a very large, ornate desk there. Brings you back out of the study. Again, the fireplace kind of shows on both sides of the library. Over the fireplace on this side is a very large, old time colonial era like musket that's kind of draped over the top of the fireplace here in the library area, and then takes you back out through, um, and then it takes you back down the hall. There's a dining room. It's a very formal, very elegant dining room with a long table that's set for about 12. that has chairs for 12, but looks like the seating is mostly set for like, the four of them down on one end. That's just closer to the kitchen. Then there's like a double swing. There is a side door out here that goes outside. Out this way is the garage. On this side of the house is where, but further on out, of course, is where you would have seen that pond, Joel, on this side of the house.
Right.
The opposite side is where like the garage is, the separate garage. It's kind of like a little walkway, and 40 feet, boom, you're in front of the garage. Then there's a back steps out here. The kitchen it's a very full, very moderate style kitchen. Now again, everything is very nice but very old. Like none of the appliances are newer than like, I want to say 10, 15 years old. Yeah. So but yeah, here you have the large like cook stove here. There is a small table here as well, where they kind of have their more informal meals, like their breakfast and stuff like that, lunch maybe, kind of deal, like a very small round table with just 4 chairs. And then they show you where like some of the pots and pans have been banged up and stuff like that as well, from that fracas that happened earlier. But yeah, let me get back to the
What is the little room next to the fireplace? It would be to the
pantry.
Yeah, it's a little pantry.
Okay.
Yeah, right next to the fireplace. Yeah, thank you, Father. But yeah, that is a little pantry. And also there, underneath the stairs is another sort of pantry.
That's where the little boy is kept with the weird scar.
Yeah.
That's where they keep.
No,
that
actually,
boy.
no. The one by the fireplace is the pantry. The one by the stairs actually goes down to like a basement. There's like a root cellar, more of a kind of a basement kind of a deal. He's like, if you want to go down there, we can definitely get that happen. But they kind of want to show you on the rest of the house. Let's see. Let's get to the rest of this house here. And then we'll come back to the family tree, because it is rather large and takes a bit of time to kind of look at. So we'll go up to the second floor, which really isn't used a whole lot. You'll notice as you see here, this is more like public access kind of rooms, family room, a living room. Much more laid back than like the parlor downstairs. Then there's even more like a lounge with a lot of low slung sort of couches and divans, kind of a deal. Most of this is all like draped over like sheets and stuff like that. They might have taken them off, tomorrow in presence of your company, in expectation of your company, just for show. But these are all still have like sheets of them. Then there's a parlor back here, and then a family room. There is the bathroom here on this floor. Now remember this: there's no bathroom on the first floor. So yeah, taking you on up to the third floor, where the fun starts. These are the family rooms. I mean, the bedrooms and stuff like that. So where the magic happens in the Apcott house. So
Right.
As you come up the steps, like you come up right up here, you land basically right here where the arrow is as you're coming upstairs. And the first room you notice off to the right is Julian's bedroom, and they're all walking along up there with you. Julian has to kind of stop and wheeze a little bit, but he catches up. Julian's bedroom is like tons and tons of books are in this room. He's very well read, and he has a lot of notebooks where he writes too. He's very, very academic. He loves writing. It's very evident. Loves to read. It's very evident of what you see in his room. The bed's made. Everything's put away. Everything's fairly orderly in here. except for like the desk. It's just covered in books and like papers and stuff like that. It's the first thing you see. Um, Allison's room. As soon as you all go towards Allison's room, Allison's like, I'm sorry, I didn't get a chance to get everything ready. I didn't expect you all to be here, and she kind of shuts the door really quick.
Right.
Spot hidden as she closes the door.
Haha, success.
Excellent.
I'm still looking at the doll.
Sarah, did you give the doll back to Maddie?
Success.
Duke also has a success.
Excellent. So everybody saw it, but Father Ian. All right.
What did we see?
So Sarah, did you give the doll back to Maddie? I didn't.
Oh yeah, no. As soon as I possibly could, I do not want that doll in my hands. I gave it back to Maddie with a lovely smile, and just here you go, honey.
Get rid of Betsy Wetsy. Okay.
Please keep it away from
Fair
me.
enough. Nice.
It's a squeeze and haunt doll.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So and when the door was open, it was wide open, but you saw like a vanity table and mirror kind of deal, like right here between these two windows, and there was like a bed like right here kind of a deal. There's like a vanity mirror and table, kind of like makeup, table, stuff like that, like you normally see in a lady's bedroom. But the mirror, the very tall, mirror that stands up against that faces out to you, it's covered in like a sheet. Now you just see like that, and then the door gets closed.
Her dressing mirror,
her dressing mirror, yeah. The mirror at the table where she would have put her makeup and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Brushed
Not
her
quite
hair.
the full Florida. Yeah, okay.
Her vanity.
Her
vanity mirror. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, at the table. Normal brush and makeup and stuff like that. It's all over, on the table and stuff like that. But yeah, there was a sheet drawn over the mirror, and that's just what you saw if you made your spot hidden just as the door closed.
Right.
She goes, I'm sorry. I still have some of my things out. I wasn't expecting you all yet. I'm so sorry. And she quickly was like, let's go on to Maddie's room. This is really where everything sort of happened here after the incident in the kitchen, and brings you on into Maddie's room. It's a long, narrow room right here. You see a closet and then the fireplace. Now the fire is not on in these rooms. It's still, the chimney still radiates enough heat from the fires down below that it keeps these rooms fairly warm. So yeah, the bed, it's a very large 4-postered bed. I mean, it would dwarf Maddie. Sitting in it, laying in the bed. It's like it's a gigantic 4-poster bed built for 2 people to kind of chase each other on. Honestly, like a king size bed almost. But yeah, it normally looks like it would sit right here in the middle along this wall, but it's been pushed all the way against this wall, and you can see the marks it's made across the hardwood floor that are still relatively fresh as it's been pushed against this wall.
So seeing that, Duke says, why was the bed moved against the window?
And that's one of the things that we had mentioned in the letter. We don't know what happened, but yeah, she woke up screaming, and when we ran into the room, and that bed was moved from where it was up against the wall. We don't know, and we haven't been able to push it back. It's too heavy. And yeah, you look at it like the 4 of you together with a little, mustard could probably push it, but not.
Has Maddie been sleeping in here since the incident?
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Is Maddie with us?
Maddie's there with you.
You're gonna take point on this, Barnes?
No, I'm
asking if you're going to take point on it. I think that's fine. I'm just asking if you're going to. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, I think that, because the incidents have focused on the children. With the good lady's permission, I think it would be good for us to talk to the children privately at some point, once the tour is concluded, once everyone is comfortable. But I do think that we need to speak to them directly.
Agreed. It's probably a good idea.
Separate them.
Do you say that in front of the grandmother?
I make this
Separate
motion. No,
Try
like
to get out. No, I'm
it's-
joking.
Like when you're all passing along down the hall, just kind of kind of
Mumbles.
a deal like it.
yeah.
Nothing.
Like,
What?
we
Nothing.
We need to talk to them like privately, because as a group, they're
Mhm.
the adults may not let the kids speak as much.
That's fair. Is anybody talking to Maddie? I know you asked if she was in here. She is in here. She's kind of standing by the closet.
I'm going to go next to her, and I'm going to crouch down so I'm at her level, and I'm going to
And
ask her.
she's closing the closet door as you come close.
It's just like her mother.
What's in there?
I was going to ask her if she wanted us to move her bed back to the original position so that she was more comfortable, but now I'm curious about the closet. I'm trying to think of a way to ask about.
What's in the closet, Maddie?
Yeah, that's okay.
What
I
spooks are in there?
Is there something living in there, maybe? Something that you're afraid of?
Is
Would
that what you're
anyone else?
asking her? You're asking her?
Yeah.
And she's like, she opened. No, she goes, no, just all my toys are in here and my clothes. And she opens the door and she looks in first before she opens it all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Like she opens it like about this much and looks in, and then she opens the door. And you look, and there's like a whole collection of like dolls and stuffed animals and stuff like that of various ages. Most of them are relatively new. A couple of them do look like some hand-me-downs, but nothing on the age of the doll that she's got.
Sarah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Sarah. Thank you. Keep bringing up Sarah. Sarah 1, Sarah 2, Sarah 1, Sarah 2.
My darling little cherubic creature. You have such lovely things.
Yes.
Why that one you're holding?
Oh, it's just my favorite. I talk to her and play with her, and we talk about things.
You
She's
talk
very
about
sweet.
things.
Yes.
That's lovely. What does she say?
She talks to me about her fiance and how they were going to run away together and get married, and
So
everything was going to be
romantic.
lovely. And then
Oh,
she
what
gets really sad.
Oh, did something happen?
Yeah, she doesn't want to talk about it.
Oh, that's
Talk to
okay.
me.
So yeah, now spot hidden as you are looking in the closet.
Success.
That's an O2. That's a critical.
Duke
The
was
Nice.
priest
distracted.
has eyes now.
He was distracted.
So was
Nice.
Sarah.
Nice. So Father Ian and Elizabeth sees it, but the others don't. Okay. So yeah, that makes sense because you guys are all looking around the room. I mean, it's a tiny little dinky closet. All the dolls and toys and stuff are kind of scattered about on the floor. Like her clothes and stuff are hanging up on a rail, above it. Now all the dolls and stuff, they're kind of scattered around in sort of like a semicircle, and there's like a bare spot like in the middle, just big enough for someone to sit down.
Right.
Sarah's like, No,
it's okay. I'm chill. I'm fine. Continue.
I'ma do it.
I'm begging you not to.
Listen,
in the closet.
not now, but later.
So Duke kneels down next to the girl and sort of kicks his fedora back on the back of his head and says, "What did you see in the room, little girl? What makes you afraid of the closet?
Oh, I'm not scared of anything in the closet.
Then why did you look first before you opened the door?"
Oh, just want to make sure if all my dollars and everything were still where they were.
Why wouldn't they be?
Well, sometimes when I play with them, they move around.
Duke stands up and backs away from the small girl.
Duke calls for a cab and gets out of there.
Duke didn't like the girl. He didn't know much about her, but he knew he didn't want to be too damn close.
Duke's like, did I leave the gas on?
In Boston?
In Boston.
It's a brisk, several days walking, but I'll get there.
Fair. But that's, Amelia brings you all on out, introduce you to her room. Her room's, much more, it's obviously the more luxurious of the rooms, all the other rooms. It has like a very full bed. Gorgeous kind of like a, walk-in kind of a closet deal like you see there alongside the fireplace. And again, the fireplace from down below radiates plenty of heat up here, for these bedrooms. And they do bring you towards these guest bedrooms that they have. And it's like, we didn't get a chance to turn the beds or anything. We were going to do that tomorrow and put new sheets on, but we can do that now. That's not a problem. We can get that done. But yeah, there's like guest bedroom A and guest bedroom B, so we can have boys and girls, and on one side or the other. And then there's the water closet down there at the end of the hall.
I want to be near the bathroom.
Guest room B.
Yep.
Okay. So guest bedroom B is going to be for the girls. Guest bedroom A is going to be for the guys.
I'm all right in B.
Are you?
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. I'm a man of God. Not gonna be an issue. I like me space.
Amelia's like, no, you'll be fine in there with Mr. Driscoll in A.
Have you met Duke?
Yes, I have, Father.
He's very handsy.
You'd rather be in the room with me than Duke?
He's very handsy.
And you don't think that Elizabeth's not?
Different hands.
All right. Different hands.
Mine just happened when I'm sleepwalking.
Just kind of the love you want versus the love that you don't. That's all I'm saying.
There you go.
All right. So our bags have to come up here.
Oh yeah, Jeeves like, right then, I'll go get them, bring them up here.
Oh, Jeeves, let us help you. No.
Oh no. It's. I mean, we're all walking back down anyway, right?
We're not.
Have a look at that glorious.
No, yeah, I want to do the thing.
Family tree deal
Before we do that, so Matt, just so I'm clear, Julian called her Aunt Amelia, did he not?
Yes.
Okay, so Allison and Maddie are mother-daughter.
Yes.
Julian belongs to...
We're getting ready to get right into it as we get into the family tree.
Uh-huh.
All right, we follow Jeeves down, and I just tell him how heavy my bag is, and I hope he's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
It's real heavy. Just be careful with it.
So yeah, we walk on down, back down to the first floor landing, and get back into that lovely hallway. And again, everything here is oak paneled, very ornate, but very old. Just positive age, but well cared for. I mean, the super fine discerning eye could see a few cracks in the plaster that could, very small cracks in the plaster that could be, maintained a little better. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty sweet. Definitely just bleeds old money, for want of a better term. But yeah, along one side, and I apologize, I know it's going to be hard to read, so I will blow up sections for you as you need. Is this very large family tree. I don't know if it's going to show up or not. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. So yeah, definitely need to blow it up. And then also we can kind of bring it down here towards the bottom. Maybe I'm not sure if that will help. And then also don't forget, you can blow up the screen here as well to kind of have a better look at it. In the bottom right, you have like the full screen function on the StreamYard. But yeah, let me blow this up here a little bit so we can see more of what we're looking at. So yeah, So you can see.
My
It's-
goodness, you've been busy.
Again, it's very old family. Starts in the 1670s with Ezekiel married Ezekiel Apcott married a Sarah Murray, begat Abraham, and married Felicity Emerson. Then begat all those. Kept going down, and there's some more begats, and some more begats, and some more begats. And then here is the current, like towards these last three, is the current Apcotts. We have Amelia right here. Okay. Her brother, William, married William Fitzgerald and had Julian. So there's Julian. That's why
William
Julian.
and William?
Wilma.
Wilma, sorry. Wilma.
Oh,
Yeah, William and Wilma.
Okay.
Wilma Fitzgerald and William Apcott. And
Listen,
yeah.
There were
Yeah.
gay people back then.
It
It was a
happened,
progressive marriage.
and very progressive. And then had Julian Apcott. So yeah, Julian is Amelia's nephew. Through William and Wilma there. And then she in turn had Allison, who has had Maddie with Patrick. And then all of these men folk, if you remember, I think I also sent you in the note of that clipping about that boating accident.
Yeah.
All of these men, except for Julian, died in that boating accident, I believe. Except for like John, who looks like died as a baby,
Mhm.
and Mark died relatively much younger. But yeah, everyone where you see with the death date of 6/3/1926, that was the boating accident.
Mm-hmm. Sean, John, Michael, and William.
And Patrick.
Patrick.
Oh, and Patrick.
Patrick was only 4.
Question.
Yeah.
And Julian wasn't on the boat.
On a
No.
quick scan, Elizabeth walks to the far end of the family tree, like the beginning, and starts looking at the dates of the men. Like the
Are you-
dates of death.
Are you trying to
Okay.
see if there are any that
Yes.
were grouped together?
Are all the men dying young?
Yes, they are.
Ah, Julian, you don't have time, my son. We must move quickly.
Elizabeth.
I don't say this out loud, it's a thought. But I am looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll
So,
follow your lead. and
There
I'll
is a
look through it.
pattern.
Yeah, now a lot of it you can attribute to infant mortality, which was pretty bad back then.
Yeah.
You know, but still, yeah, there's a fair amount.
It looked
Uh,
like Julian's mom passed away right after having him. Because
Yeah.
he was born on the 13th and she died on the 14th.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was a random doll accident.
Happens.
A
She
bunch
dra-
of them. A bunch of the men died in their 20s, but I don't see a full pattern.
Well, the pattern could be,
Yeah, that they're just
They're-
young.
the men just die young.
Yeah. I was wondering if there were any that were grouped together, like the boating accident that happened.
another
if there
boating
was something
accident?
similar that happened.
Right, with water, because water seems to be a driving
Yeah.
theme at this point.
That'd be weird if the family tree said how they died.
Yeah,
No, but it might be in a
yeah, it
family
doesn't-
record.
That's true.
Yeah, it doesn't get that deep into it. Yeah. So yeah, if you look, a lot of the men, yeah, they do die fairly soon. Like Jonas here died at about 2.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Jedediah, he got to what?
47.
47 or so. Not bad.
Okay.
You know,
Not terrible.
Matthew died still fairly young.
29.
Yeah, that's that's fairly young. Martin died as a baby. There's a lot. To
William
be
died at
seen here.
the day he was born. Yeah, there's a bunch of them that are young.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's a bunch that are young. There's a Anne
She lost
Apcott.
twins.
Yeah,
yeah.
a lot of infant mortality in this family. A lot.
Yeah.
And
Right.
a lot of even if they get past it, like people dying in their 20s. I mean, whether it was just really bad accidents or bad luck.
Did we see a Sarah on that list?
Did
The,
we see
the
a Sarah?
beginning matriarch
Yeah.
is Sarah Murray.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm wondering if
Yeah, but Sarah was supposed to run away with her fiance.
But it ended poorly, and she ended up with this Ezekiel guy.
It might
That's
be
what that's what we think we've locked that in.
I mean, possibly. It makes the most sense.
It does, yeah.
Because
Okay.
how old were they when they got married? Did it say?
It didn't say.
Okay.
But
Well, was there a significant age difference between them?
yeah.
Okay. What was the
Yeah.
age difference? I think we
Ezekiel,
know who's
you-
going to be older, but
You
I mean,
dirty bastard, Ezekiel.
let me see.
So yeah.
10-year age gap. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Where are you?
Yeah,
With
10-year
Sarah?
age gap. Yeah. Yeah, 10-year age gap.
Oh wait, no.
Yeah,
that's
that's not too
Abraham and
horrible.
Felicity. So go back a little bit more, because that's not.
I'm sorry. Let me just draw that again.
Yeah, a 10-year age gap would really almost kind of be expected back then, because you have someone who's established marrying someone who's younger.
Well, that's not the.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's that's 7
7
years.
years.
Still, yeah.
Okay. That's not.
Which I mean,
Not
for
horrible.
back then, it's not
No.
terrible. Even 10 years isn't that bad. But
30-year-olds guys marrying 14-year-old girls is commonplace back then. Yeah.
wonderful.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we believe that's our. We're hoping, or we're trying to pin down that's our Sarah.
It makes the most sense.
Okay.
Possibly.
Possibly.
I would like to, when given the chance, I would like to go through the library and the study and just see if I can find any family records
Mm-hmm.
and just go through those.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you can spend some time like wandering the house or the grounds, stuff like that. Well, the Apcotts are basically rapidly getting the house ready for you all.
Yeah.
Like they're putting fresh sheets on the bedroom clothes, bedroom blankets and stuff like that. Putting out new linens on the beds that they had planned to do tomorrow morning. Stuff like that, so they'd be fresh. So yeah, they're basically getting all that done. So yeah, so library for Sarah.
I was actually going to try to talk to Sarah before do we have a moment we can study this while they're kind of busying themselves?
The family tree.
The Apcotts. Yeah, can we? Because I want to say something to Sarah. I'd like to come up with, and maybe Duke can come up with an idea on this.
Mhm.
I say to the group, like, look, there's a lot going on here, I think, and I'm sure we're all aware of it. But it appears to me, from my trained eye, that most of this seems to be going on in the upstairs, the 3rd floor. Right? That's what we have most of the disturbance so far, with the exception of the kitchen cutlery, I understand. But
Mhm.
the boy has a lot of books, a lot of writings on his desk. Mother's afraid of something in the room. Don't know what it was because I failed my I didn't see it. The closet, she's holding some sort of court with her dolls. There's a lot going on. I'd love to get them out of there and give us all a chance. Sarah, you through the books, maybe Duke and whatever going on in Amelia's, the mother's room, Allison's room, and then Elizabeth sitting in her squat circle while I keep an eye on things and make sure we move it around. What are you thinking about that? Could we come up with some sort of a reason to get them the fuck out of the top floor and give us some time?
Well, I think it could be easy enough. We're here to investigate their house, and we need access to the upstairs. And if they
Right.
don't want to give us access to the upstairs, then even more reason why we look into it.
Now,
I mean,
I
go ahead.
did just send a copy of the family tree to your Facebook chat,
Okay.
so you can blow it up to
Amazing,
your
thank
heart's
you.
content, so we don't have to shimmy back and forth amongst the screens.
Thank you, Matt.
Yeah, not a problem. So that way you can look to that to your heart's delight. I
Mhm.
wanted to kind of send it to you ahead of time, but I didn't want to spoil the fun.
No.
So some of you want to check out the rooms upstairs, like Julian's and Amelia's room. Duke, is there a certain area you want to check out? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I definitely think I want to check out Amelia's room. That was the one. That was the room with the covered mirror,
That was Allison's.
or the Allison's room. So that's the room that I'd be interested.
I get them back and forth all the time. I run this game probably 10 times, and I still get them back and forth. Both A words. But yeah.
Mhm.
I'll go to Maddie's. There's something I want to try with the spoons, and then I want to go in the closet.
Fair enough. Okay. So
I'll I'll go wherever the books are upstairs.
Julian's.
Where's
Yeah.
Julian's? There are books up in Julian's room upstairs, and then there's of course the library down
Yeah.
there in the study.
I'll start with Julian's room since everyone else is going
I'm-
up
All
there.
right.
My thought process on that, Sarah, is that if the boy is ill or if he's a reader, he probably has all the good stuff we were looking for anyway.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That's
Or-
what I'm thinking.
No, I think that, or if, he is ill and he wants answers to maybe why he's ill, or, I mean, his mother passed away at a young age and his father's been dead for a few years now too.
About 3 years.
If there are any family records, he might have them up in his room because he's looking for answers. I was thinking either that or the study. They're not going to be on the shelves in the library.
No,
Got
I mean, it's not a bad. Library is probably important too, but let's start with while we're all upstairs together. We're
Yeah.
fairly close
I
by in
agree.
case something goes wrong.
What? Not split the party? At least keep you all on the same
Excellent plan,
floor?
my
No.
darlings.
For once, we're not. They'll probably change later on. but-
I mean, we're all on the same floor. We're just separated
That's
by
what I'm
like
saying.
doors.
You're on the same floor. Exactly. It's not like clear across town or
Yeah.
in some smuggler den or something like that.
In
But,
different
whatever.
We are
countries.
experienced Call of Cthulhu players. We know.
Learned by experience. So yeah. So absolutely. So which room do we want to go through first? Julian's room, Amelia's room. I'm sorry, Allison's room, or Maddie's?
Can we bring up the map again on the screen here of the house as we're going through that third floor?
The bedrooms? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Just so it's there and for point of reference.
Yeah, I was just getting the rooms pulled up in my queue anyhow. So yeah, let's do that.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah, let's go clockwise. Starting with Julian's at 1.
Starting with Julian's at 1. Okay, fair enough. So yeah, Julian's room. Loading, please wait.
Loading. Loading. Yeah.
Exactly. Julian's room, yeah, again, is like I said, it's just full of room books and stuff like that. There's about a dozen books and magazines scattered about the room, and another 30 or so are also, but they're neatly arranged alphabetically by author in a small bookcase. They're on a variety of subjects so Julian's obviously favorite subject is apparently history. Large carpet covers the floor. He does read a lot of history, a lot of folklore sort of history. Also, the magazines are of the Pulp Fiction Weird Tales variety that you see, prevalent in that time. This was comic books before there was comic books, kind of deal. So yeah, there's a lot of Weird Tales, strange fiction, that kind of stuff in there, and then also a lot of very academic books on history. Nothing esoteric or anything like that. Fairly plain, history of North America, history of Europe, Alexander's, conquests, so on and so forth. You look at them; they're all nice, very well, organized. Again, all alphabetical order. So the librarian Sarah's like, oh, okay, because this is pre-Dewey Decimal System, so everything was alphabetically organized.
Yes, it was.
Everything. So yeah, so you're like, oh, nice, very nice. Okay. My last name too, very good. All right.
He's a very well organized boy.
He's very well done. And then he's got a bunch of notebooks that he is basically, it's nothing like a journal. It looks like some attempts at writing strange fiction. And there is some experts where he is kind of writing about what's happening in the house and trying to plot out, is it a ghost, is it a spirit, is it something darker? He's basically just jotting out, brainstorming, just jotting out in his mind, what is this, and then he's trying to transpose the notes into a kind of very amateuristic, ham-fisted story. He's like, what, how can I make this a fun story like I read in Weird Tales all the time?
All right, so I guess I'll just start looking. do
Okay.
things. Just seeing
Yeah.
if anything. I can do a library roll just to
Yeah,
see
absolutely.
if anything
Absolutely.
strikes up my fancy. That's a 10, so that's going to be a critical success on that one
Got it.
because
Um,
I'm a great librarian.
exactly. Exactly. Now, I mean, with that great roll, there's nothing that jumps at you and goes, haha, this is it. You know, uh, there's that one page in the journal or blah, 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 blah. It's more of you are getting like a respect for this kid. I mean, this kid's, again, frail, obviously housebound kind of a deal, but his mind is still very active and very much now, and so he's using what energy he has and pouring it out on paper, both taking it in and reading it and putting in journals. Like you're getting a profound respect for this young boy. You're like,
Mhm.
like everything is in its place. Everything's very well documented. Again, there's nothing out here that says, boom, this is it. This happened to his dad, so this caused this, blah blah.
Mhm.
There's no cork board with lines and stuff on it. But it's just like, damn, this you want to spend time with this kid.
Yeah.
You definitely want to spend time with this kid and kind of, if not, you pick his brain, even just, kind of encourage what he's doing.
I want to talk books.
Talk books, exactly. But yeah, you basically scour the place, and all the rest of you are so forth, and so now who is in Allison's room?
Duke.
Duke.
Yep.
Duke. So yeah, you kind of now. That about this time, like they were downstairs getting like the linen and stuff out of the basement, the laundry room in the basement.
Sure.
So you're timing like this where you don't have a lot of time, but you'll hear them coming upstairs and get out fairly quickly. So yeah, the Allison's room isn't really all that unmade. Like the bed isn't unmade. She doesn't have any unmentionables out on the floor or on the bed or anything like that. No, stockings or anything like that. Draped along the chair. It's fine, um, but probably could use a little bit extra sweeping, especially if company was coming and stuff like that. But it's fine, but yeah, there's that vanity table and the mirror, and it's like a long white sheet, kind of like the furniture that's covered up down on the on the second floor on the largely unused rooms. Yeah, but it's covering the mirror.
So I know I'm short on time in the room, so I immediately go to that dressing table, and I before pulling back the sheet on the mirror, I look through the drawers. There should be like a bunch of drawers on either side.
There's there's one long. It's like almost like a desk, but it's it's done in like a very fancy sort of a pattern, but it has like the long narrow middle drawer, long wide middle drawer, and then two little narrow drawers on either side, and they're full of like little ladies stuff, makeup and combs and barrettes and pens and things like that. Some extra things of lipstick or stuff like that. There is like a hairbrush and a comb. They used to stuff the comb into the hairbrush. Like the almost like the horsehair hairbrush. Like they would have had back then. It's just kind of stuck. Like the brush is on its back on the table.
Right, with a thing,
and the comb is stuck into it.
Right.
But that's, it's all
everything. There's nothing odd or anything.
Nothing strikes you as odd. It's like, okay, ladies' junk.
Okay. So then I roll back the drape that's covering the mirror.
Got it. Need you to make me sanity check.
Yeah, I knew that was coming. Well, thank God he just made that.
You just made it. Excellent.
79. He has an 85.
79 and 80. Solid 80 sanity. It'll save you every time. A solid sanity. So there is a large sort of like there's like a crack that goes diagonally across the mirror. Like starts at like the 11 o'clock and ends down at like the 4 o'clock. but in the middle of the mirror, there's like a indentation, like something struck the mirror to make it crack. Like a chip.
Like you punched it or something?
Like punched it or threw something against it or something. And it's
Maybe
like
the
a
hairbrush.
little chip in the mirror. And on one side of the mirror, you're seeing you. And everything's fine in the rest of the room. On the other side of the mirror, you're seeing like you, but like if you were skinned. Yeah, just completely skinned. Like half of your face going across is just musculature and eyeball.
Okay, so that's not normal.
No, that's not normal at all. Yeah. And you see that, yeah, you kind of not quite scream, but kind of deal like that. Not full on, girly scream. Probably loud enough that Father Ian and Sarah could hear it in the other room if they make a listen roll.
I think he very quickly drops the fabric back on, immediately lights a cigarette and takes a swig out of his flask, and then makes a cursory view of the rest of the room, and then books it to the hallway to share this wonderful and disturbing news.
Okay. Now, I believe Elizabeth went into Maddie's room, so we're going to do that real quick before we hear that. For that all happens.
Cool. Yeah, I was with her, Elizabeth in case something went wrong with the dolls.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, I lost track.
No,
it's okay. I didn't want, unless you don't. I mean, I figured if you blacked out or something, it'd be better for me to be there.
That's fine. No, that's perfectly golden. Love it.
Right.
So yeah, perfect. So what are we doing, Elizabeth? You're in the room, and Father Ian's right there with you.
Gorgeous.
So what's this grand idea of yours?
Well, this may be nothing, may be something. But first, what I'm going to do is, is there like a decent space in the middle of the floor? Like
right here? Wait, hang on.
Yeah, in Maddie's room, or is there like clutter and everything?
Like right here?
Yeah.
There's like a like an oval rug, like a woven rug kind of deal.
Perfect. Elizabeth kneels on one end of the rug, takes the box of spoons and busted silverware and upends it upside down so they all fall out and hit the floor. I'm going to quickly take a look at these. Are these bent in any way that is indicative of a letter? Like, is one an S? Is one a C? Do I see anything like that, or are they just
kind of scattering them all out?
Yeah.
And just seeing, can we play Wheel of Fortune with this? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Just anything.
Got it. All right. So yeah, you're doing that and you're trying to dope it, make sense out of it. Some of them again are bent in like pretzel shapes, stuff like that. Some are like in curls. And you're spreading them out in like one butter knife, which is kind of like bent, like spirally, like like you twisted the butter knife. The butter knife, as you reach for it, it slides away from you.
That's not very nice.
Like if you're right here and you're like the butter knife was at the S, it slides away from you and goes under the closet door.
Right.
Sanity check, please, for both of you.
Come on, sanity. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm good. 28.
58. We're good.
Okay, so you lose one. Watching that happen. And Duke, you still lose one. You didn't lose like a lot, but you lost one.
Do I lose one?
Yeah, everyone lost one. Yeah,
Duke's not happy, but he understands completely.
Yeah.
Do I have any? So when I saw the knife sliding towards the door, would I have had the time to put my foot on it?
I need like an extreme dex check because you were not expecting it.
Okay, let me see what I got. No.
Yeah.
Not
like you land your foot right in front of it just as it skitters underneath the door.
Yeah, like the German football. Okay, good.
Exactly. Kind of like that.
Thanks.
Thanks
for that. That's great.
No.
I missed the kick. Great. Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Elizabeth.
Go.
Well.
So I look over at Elizabeth and I'm like,
inside the closets. Go.
Yeah. So I look at Elizabeth and I'm like, All right, now I'm going to be asking only this once, and I need you to be completely honest with me.
Yes.
Did you use your mind or your fist to throw that?
No, darling, no.
Right.
In fact, I think it's rather. I was just looking at them. I wasn't going to take them from
Like
you.
you were just reaching to
Yes.
go. Your hand didn't even come in contact with it.
I
You're
didn't
like,
even touch it.
Yeah.
But clearly, something. She is talking to the closet now.
Right.
You must like that one. You did wonderful work with it, if I must say so myself. It's
And then
very nice.
Just as you're saying that, like it slides back out underneath the closet straight.
Oh, thank you,
It's-
dearest.
It's no longer a spiral, it's straight. It's perfectly
Oh.
straight.
What a neat little trick you have.
like it was never bent.
Isn't that something? Look at that. Like it never
And then
happened at all.
Then you didn't make a sanity check again. Sorry.
Oh, that one I did not make.
I'm
Yeah.
okay. 45.
She's acting chill, but on the inside.
Inside she's tripping balls.
How many would you like me to lose, Matt?
I'm about to roll it for you.
Cool, hit
you
me.
lose 4.
65.
You lose 4. You didn't lose 5 in one blow. So we're
She
good.
says how neat, but then she's actually gently piddling on the floor at the same
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's a wet
Um,
spot on the rug. Yeah, we get up.
So she kind of walks on her. Elizabeth has a bag full of stuff. I haven't written down what is in the bag of stuff, but she's
Yeah.
got her bag of stuff on on her shoulder,
It's
and she
almost a
kind of
bag
walks on her
holding,
knees.
sure. Yeah,
What?
like almost like a bag of holding, just whatever's in there.
Did Jeeves
Yeah.
bring our stuff up yet?
Oh, she always has this with her. This
That's
is like
her bag.
it's almost like her purse. It's like a knapsack.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
So,
bottomless pit. Yeah.
So she's got her bag of stuff, and she walks on her knees over towards the closet and puts her hands on it like this. Hello. That was quite the neat trick you did there. Matt, is that you or is that the thing in the closet?
What are you talking about?
I heard I didn't know if you were laughing or breathing.
I'm laughing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I heard it too.
That's me.
And I'm like, oh.
No, I've got a little bit of cough myself. Yeah.
Okay, Matt, I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
I wasn't looking at you, and I'm
She
like,
just
okay.
implied that Matt sounds like an evil thing in the closet. That's real
Yeah.
nice.
Listen. So she's got her hands on the closet door like this, and she goes, hello. You're quite the talented thing, aren't you? You can bend spoons, you can move pieces of furniture, and quite frankly, I find that rather impressive.
I'm wondering if it can slam a door open at the side of your skull by doing that. What are you thinking, woman?
What am I thinking? I'm trying to talk to it.
Perhaps we have that conversation before you do that. Maybe we just kind of
Well,
work as a team here.
what would you like me to do? It's clearly responding
Not
to me.
stand in front of that feckin' door when it can throw it into your face.
And then you hear like right this time, yeah, like you hear dude kind of, kind of deal.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be back later. I believe our friend needs help.
So yeah, you run back out,
hmm
and Sarah, you would have heard of this too. I forgot you're right across the hall in Julian's room. So yeah, and then you see like dude lighting up in Allison's room, which I'm sure Allison doesn't smoke. So
You'll smell it now.
Probably not.
Mhm.
I assume Sarah probably gets through the door first because I'm directly across from it.
Yeah.
I'm holding one of the books from Julian's room in my hand because I was probably paging through it when I heard, so I just immediately went
Yeah.
over. And I look at Duke and I go, "Are you okay? What happened?"
Duke's fine. He's not going back in that room again, but he's fine.
Oh, so you like just stepped out. You almost hit each other. Okay.
Yeah,
In
right out the
hallway.
door. Yeah. And
Yeah.
he's like burning that cigarette right to the bottom. Yeah.
What happened?
All right, you're fine. Well, I mean,
He's like almost burnt his knuckles.
We need to investigate the room again, but I think we should go in with a group of more people.
I was going
Oh.
to say the Duke Driscoll I know doesn't get scared very easily. What did you see in there,
Myself without skin.
Really?
Elizabeth? Really?
How'd that happen?
I simply just lifted the fabric off the back of the mirror. One wouldn't have think it would have been so revealing. I kind of expected a crack, maybe someone had broken it, and it was in fact broken. On one
And
side,
you're sure it was your face?
Pretty sure.
Hmm.
On one side, I was normal. On the other side of the crack, I was skinless.
There's a blacksmith in Maddie's room fixing cutlery in the closet.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. There's a what?
There's a fucking blacksmith in the closet fixing the cutlery.
Oh yeah. You've left like all the silverware out on the floor. It's still out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Well, I'm happy to announce that the only thing weird in Julian's room is how well he's alphabetized his collection. I mean, my God. I might offer him an internship at the Boston Public Library.
This kid's untrained. And his writing, even though it is, kind of rookie, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, I go on
Very
to
nice.
explain he's a talented kid. It's just a shame he's so sick.
Sarah, if you were paging through the journal about some of the things that have been going on in the house, is there anything in his notes that the family hasn't told us? I mean, because I must be, maybe I'm speaking out of turn here, but if I lived in this fucking house and a young girl had been pulled across with her bed and the cutlery has been shaped like this and there's a mirror with skin showing from the person in its reflection, I probably wouldn't be in this fucking house. And that's me, and I'm a trained professional like the rest of you.
Well, he's
So
a
I'm-
child. He can't really,
You
leave.
can't what, Ron?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
technically
he
he
has
can't. I don't
parents.
think his lungs will support running.
He outrun Duke to the house.
yes. How did that happen?
He's surprisingly spry for a boy with no lungs.
I'm working on a quarter of a lung. Yeah.
Is-
Oh my
is
God.
he-
But was there,
have-
was
has
there
anyone
anything in the
touched him?
notes? No one's touched him yet, and we won't be doing that in front of anyone.
No,
Do-
like, is he just
Father
corporeal?
McKinley, we don't deal with that type of thing.
No,
here.
of course. Keeper, there
Ghost
wasn't
boy.
anything
I
that
don't
popped
know.
out in the. You just said it was. 'Cause I
Yeah,
did the library.
I
roll,
mean
nothing.
everything. I mean, he doesn't mention what happened in Allison's room. It's it's his cousin, basically their cousins.
Right.
But he does note that Allison doesn't allow anyone in her room recently. He doesn't know why, because he does what his cousin tells him to do.
Shocker.
Yeah, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
But he does, talk about the bent spoons that happened in the kitchen, and then the screams that's been going through the house that was mentioned in the first letter
Mhm.
and stuff like that. And
And I
then
heard
and
that
then
on
what
the
happened in
phone.
Maddie's room. Yeah, I need
So everything that is in his notes, there's no revelations of something that's more than this hiding that they've
No.
been hiding.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Then
Now-
I explained to everyone that just the evidence that was given to us in the letter is supported by this text.
Right.
Got it.
Well, that's something.
I
Is
need
the-
to stop for like about 10 seconds, but you guys are free to talk amongst each other. I just need to step away for a few minutes.
Sure.
So the woman not letting anyone into her room, her husband's did, right? I mean,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
he died. A bunch of people have died in this boating accident. There's water. There's a pond. There's cutlery. There's a lot of faking things going on here. Has anybody put any pieces together besides the fact that the doll may be the first Sarah?
Well, my first thought was that the doll is somehow related to someone that drowned in the pond, and that's the reason the pond is gone. That there's a link to water in the family.
Right.
What I want to do is I want to find, because families, especially old established families like this, they usually keep records over the years
Mhm.
of births, deaths, any important milestones, any important events. I think it's going to be in the study downstairs. I want to get my hands on her husband's desk. I hope it's not
That's-
locked.
What about perhaps asking around town if there's a local historian, there's somebody who's well acquainted with the lores and the legends of the family and the things going on around the town?
But for a town this small,
Well, it's 400 people, but there's always one asshole out there that's keeping records on
We
everybody
could
else.
always ask them.
That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if maybe we
No,
should.
no, no. I
present
mean,
that
I mean downstairs.
I don't. Do you trust anyone in this house at the moment?
no.
Right. So
Duke wasn't
mean,
sure
oh.
of everything, but he was pretty sure that we shouldn't trust the family.
I mean, come on into our home. We have some weird things going on, but we're letting a 7-year-old child stay with a haunted doll that creates water and then dries itself, breath out of mist.
I mean, they're letting Maddie stay in the room that she was
I'm-
attacked in. I mean, I'm not a mother, but I wouldn't let my child stay in a room that she was dragged across the floor and screaming bloody murder.
And
I
there's
mean,
no attached door to the child's room. That's a completely independent bedroom. It's not like the mother can do a pass through and come in to check on the child.
Right, but you have to. It has to be said that the mother's not in her right mind either. I mean, look
No.
at the mirror.
Duke, what did the mirror look like again?
The mirror had a large crack down the center of it, and to one side, it looked like someone had smashed it. To the left, everything looked fine, as if you were staring back at yourself. But when Duke looked at the right, he noticed immediately that he was missing all of his skin.
Was it the perspective of when you were looking at the mirror? Was it like someone sitting in the vanity would have to have that perspective to see it?
Yes.
Okay. That's unsettling.
Yes, I looked at the mirror.
Right.
To the left side of me looked fine. To the right side of me was the same me, but without skin. And when I moved my head, it moved with me.
I wonder if the mirror was showing her that it was Allison, right?
Yes.
I wonder if the mirror showed Allison the muscular skin face, and maybe she threw something at the mirror, hoping that.
That's what I thought, that someone smashed something into the mirror, but that the long crack itself was there before.
I wonder how long that mirror's been in the family.
Well, that bedroom also would have been her husband's bedroom. Perhaps that mirror, if it's very antique, has been showing the death of all the men of the family, since a lot of them had died early. And if that's the case, Duke, I probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
Duke would prefer not to be skinned alive. He'll just say that right here and now.
Well, something I know that a lot of
that
these,
thought to myself.
what a lot of these craftsmen do is they'll engrave, who made it, but also what year it was made in. So maybe we could find that on the back of the vanity, so we can at least get an idea of when in the family it might have been. Once
the nicotine and tobacco wave out of the air in the room. Yeah. Right.
Now,
straighten the cutlery makes no sense to me. What evil spirit would want to straighten that cutlery? I don't know.
Now, Elizabeth, did you sit in the circle?
We didn't even get that far.
I hadn't got there yet. I was about to open the door, and then we ran out here because someone was yelling.
So
no, I was talking to it.
Remind me again. So, at what point did the cutlery get fixed?
So, I'd upended all of the cutlery onto Maddie's floor,
as one does,
to try and establish if it had been bent either haphazardly or intentionally to say something. Because oftentimes spirits are just trying to communicate, and they're like babies. Sorry, they're like babies in that they don't always have the proper words or the means to express the big feelings that they're having. So they'll use other methods. They'll knock something over, they'll make a room cold, they'll bend a spoon. So I was trying to see if I could read anything from them, letters and whatnot. And I picked up this beautiful butter knife that had been twisted like a curlicue. And actually, I didn't pick it up. I was going to pick it up. I didn't even touch it. It shot under the closet door, the creepy one. And moments later came out and it was straight again.
So the closet door never
is trying
opened.
to gaslight me.
I think
perhaps it was a show of power.
Yes.
Or it could be
I was complimenting it, and it showed me what it could do.
Don't open this closet.
Well, yeah, and then Elizabeth thought it would be maybe in the best of her interests to crawl on her knees and hands over to this door and place her hands upon it and ask the spirit, how the fuck are you? And I asked her maybe not to do that right now.
You touched the door?
Yes. Yes, what's wrong with that?
It could fly open.
Give you a concussion?
You were there? I would have been fine.
As I picked you up, yeah. That's probably right.
Listen, what is the game here? Something was communicating. I thought we were trying to get it to leave.
I think what's important to note here is that it's not a game. It seems like a game to us right now, but there's something bigger going on.
I agree.
I think you need to respect when a twisted implement goes under a door and comes back straight, that there's something inside there that can be far more dangerous than just that. Yes. That's what the father's getting at.
Right, blacksmith.
All right, so yeah, whatever you guys were all talking about, we'll hash back out in a minute. But yeah, you're hearing like Amelia and Allison coming up the stairs with like the basket of linens as you guys are standing up at the top. So you guys can keep talking about it or approach them or just whatever. What's your plan?
Is Jeeves anywhere nearby?
Jeeves was unpacking your all's things in the other 2 rooms, so he did not hear you. He was probably like
he's
in the
upstairs.
He is upstairs.
All right, then I yell for him to come help the ladies. This is ridiculous.
Jeeves, their house, sir. But very well.
Put yourself to some use, man, and help the ladies up the stairs.
Oh, of course, sir. Forgive me, ladies. And takes the basket. Says, I'll be glad to refresh the linens for the gentlemen and the ladies. And throws his eyes back up as he walks down with the stack. And so the 2 are up here at the top of the stairs with you. So they're like, so how's it going?
Well, it's not shy.
Whichever
it is.
Oh, you've seen it.
Well,
Not seen.
We've encountered some things that are a little bit disturbing, but
we're
not quite done with the research yet. Would you say that's right, folks?
No,
Yes,
absolutely.
definitely.
Yeah. So
Can't confirm. Can't confirm creep. Can't confirm what, why, or
Can't
how.
confirm creep.
what
Right.
is the chances that your daughter there, Alison, would be willing to part with that doll for maybe an hour or so and let Miss Barnes take a gander at it with the aid of myself and the rest of the team?
Oh, I'm sure something like that after dinner can be arranged. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And after, you mean when the sun goes down?
Yeah.
Right. That's an excellent plan. Fine.
It's like about 6 p.m. Yeah, something like that. About 6.
That's fabulous. Thank you.
Also, would it be possible to talk to Maddie?
Now? I mean,
Alone?
Sure. And Maddie's kind of actually coming up the stairs too, following the ladies, because emulating what the ladies are doing, and is wandering onto her room. Yeah, while you all are up here talking.
Well,
Don't forget, you left all the stuff in there.
Let's stop.
Dearest, small
Turns
one.
around, and she's got the little doll, ever-present doll.
Hello.
Hey, hi.
Could we have a little chat?
Outside.
Like in the yard?
If I can sneak into Maddie's room, I'll clean up the cutlery.
Well, maybe take the child away.
So you three are out in the hallway, bringing Maddie away.
Yeah.
Sarah's just kind of quietly slipping in and grabbing up, like just grabbing up basically 2 fistfuls of implements and stuff like that. And the doorknob on the closet turns and cracks open just a little. Cracks open just a little bit, and you see as the light falls into the closet amongst all the toys.
I'm not afraid of shit.
Please don't be a clown. Please don't be a clown.
Just that.
Wow.
You're gonna be like a man sitting amongst all the toys.
Like in the circle.
Like sitting where that clear spot, and the whole room just got again like 15 degrees colder in here.
Are his eyes solid?
Yeah, they're solid. It's just the low light in the room.
Does he look like a full it doesn't look like I can see through him. He looks like a person.
He looks like a person. Now he's got like the tied back hair, and he's wearing very simple, almost like pilgrim sort of clothing, like the big wide, long collar that kind of drooped down, and the kind of almost open kind of shirt, the linen, very rough kind of linen shirt. He's got the very simple breeches. You can't see his shoes because he's kind of kneeling down. Mm-hmm. Sitting down on his haunches.
But his clothes look dated.
Very dated. Like if not very early colonial, then definitely Puritan.
I'm studying his face. Like I'm trying to remember as many details as I can because I'm going to go through the house and look at all the portraits.
Got it. And that's very important because you blink your eyes and he's gone. Like you saw him like between eye blinks. You're like,
My goodness.
And then you
Mhm.
blinked your eyes, just to shake your head, and it's gone again. Uh, Oddly enough, you don't need to make a sanity check for that.
I don't like that. For whatever reason, that makes me a little bit more
No,
unsettled.
it's honestly because when he looks at you, he doesn't look as menacing as this picture is.
Is it
It's
more curiosity?
it's more like finally.
Oh,
You know?
great.
Yeah,
And then Sarah just kind of she just takes another look at the closet, just kind of looks at it for another second, takes a deep breath, and she's going to exit the room. And I want to go around and look at all the portraits while his face is still fresh in my head
got it.
and try to find someone that looks like him.
Got it.
Excellent plan.
So you're like, you don't even say anything. You just zip into down the stairs.
Exactly.
You're like, no, but no time, no time. You got
Nope,
them
I'm looking up. I'm like, okay, that's
full
a
of,
woman, that's a child, that's a
bent cutlery and
very
stuff like
ugly
that.
baby. Well, I mean,
And one very straight butter knife.
yeah.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, they had him in like a bag or something, right?
It was a
yeah.
shoebox.
Oh yeah, you just grabbed him you just shoved him back in the shoebox.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
got it
holding
underneath
the
your arm. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you're running down and you're looking through all the portraits downstairs, in the second room, in the parlor,
Mhm.
the family room, all that stuff. This guy is none of them. I mean, you look like for like a second, you're like, is that? No, this person's blonde. Like you could tell like the color of the hair, and you're like, that's no. Uh, or the chin isn't right, and it's not like an artist's interpretation. Like, no, that's not him. You're not placing him here.
Did you say that there was a basement here?
Root cellar.
There is. Well, it's actually, yeah, I misspoke. It's more of a full-on basement.
I'm wondering if this person might be someone who they aren't proud to show on the walls. I'm wondering if there's a painting or something stored covered in the basement.
Got it.
So I'm going to slip into the basement.
Got it.
But I'm going to
right.
There you go. Split the party right away.
Do I pass? If I pass any of my party members, I will tell them where I'm going. But if I don't, because
That's 2
I'm
floors
so
down.
focused.
2 floors down. They're up here talking to Amelia and Allison. I mean, you guys it's not like you looked at all the pictures in like 2 minutes. It probably took you about a good 10 minutes. And I'm sure they could have come down to say, follow down. Yeah, exactly.
We would have been wondering what she saw or what
what
motivated her to flip us off as she ran by with the cutlery.
Exactly. Fair enough.
What did you?
No time.
No time. So you're like, I haven't seen the basement yet. Let's see that, right?
I would love to see. I love basements so much. There's so cold, so chilly, so dank. I'm going to go down there.
Is
Fair enough.
Allison in the hallway? Is she milling about, or is she down in one of the rooms?
Allison was at the top of the stairs with you all. Now again, remember how I described Allison before? She isn't really well kept together. Like her clothes isn't quite straight. Her hair isn't really
It's because her
well.
mirror is covered up.
Exactly. That explains, once you see her again, you're like, oh.
I wasn't scared to look in any other mirrors, so
yeah. I mean, but that's where her stuff is, and you don't know. Maybe she's scared to look in any mirror now. Who knows? So it's not. It's not fun.
Is there a way as they start to go back down the stairs? Is there a way to sort of waylay Allison?
Yeah, like if you guys want to stop like on the second floor or whatever, or at the landing, and let the others go ahead.
Grab her by the arm real quick and just sort of stop and say, a word, if I may.
He looks at you, grabbed your arm, he says, sir, yes.
So
Allison.
Wow.
I sort of try to.
I haven't known the touch of a man in years.
It's been 4 years.
Good God. So he sort of
tries to maneuver. Again, I said 4 years.
try to maneuver himself in a way so that she is sort of against a wall or not easily can run down the stairs or whatever, so he can sort of keep her in place.
Okay.
And then he takes a puff on his cigarette and looks her dead in the eye and says, "When are you going to tell me about the mirror?"
I really hadn't told anyone yet. You've seen
I've
the
seen
mirror?
I've seen the mirror.
Then you know why I haven't told anyone yet.
What happened? When did that happen?
Horrible. Just a couple days ago. Yeah, day before yesterday.
Did you smash the mirror?
Yes.
Was the crack in the mirror the long crack already?
Oh no, I did that.
So before the crack, what did the mirror look like?
It was like my full body was just skinned.
Okay. When I looked in the mirror, to my left side was normal. To the right side of the crack was skinned.
Oh, I wouldn't know. I haven't looked at it since I shattered it.
But you weren't aware of this until a couple of days ago, and you haven't told anyone else in the family?
No.
Why? Why wouldn't you run from the house screaming from such a thing?
I've got to be here for the children.
But your daughter's next door being tortured by something.
She's not being tortured.
Are you sure about that?
No. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Now she's confused.
Yeah. Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. Stop. Yeah. All right. And then we'll segue to the basement.
Okay.
We're all good.
So I guess the three of us are in the basement. Yeah.
So the father and two ladies are down in the basement. Let's say Amelia's probably down there with you as well. Yeah, is taking you on down there. So yeah, I've got the floor plan of the basement. Now there is up at the top floor also like a pull string for like a hatch for like an attic at the very top floor where the bedrooms are at.
I will check there next if I don't see anything in the basement.
Nice. So yeah. So this is the basement. You come down the stairs right into the area that says storage. And it's just a bunches of boxes and mason jars and stuff across the floor, across the walls on shelves full of all kinds of canned goodies. There is a rather new furnace that's here that keeps a lot of the upstairs, assists in the heat of some of the upstairs as well. It is on and running, but they do like a nice firewood fireplace as well.
Blue coal.
The coal bin, yeah, exactly, blue coal. Then there is the doorway into like the laundry room that's still open from where they were just carrying the laundry out. Then they bring you on into another storage room, which is again full of like boxes and stuff like that. Then there is a fairly well-stocked wine cellar. I need to step away for just a second. I popped a pizza in the oven earlier. I'm sorry. I need to go get it out. Sorry. I'll be right back.
Amazing.
So do we think that we're going to get kicked down in the basement or the attic? Which do you guys?
So I think the red herring in the logic of this is that Maddie is being protected.
Yeah.
I think whatever moved her bed may have done it to protect her or save her or do something. Because if that spirit wasn't menacing and looked at you like finally, when you pass that information on to us, that's how I'm going to interpret that. We have to separate maybe Maddie and that man or whatever's going on there. That could be the fiance that from Sarah. That I don't know where the connection is. Maybe Sarah was pregnant.
Yeah.
And the line is actually descended from this man and not the actual Apcotts.
Ooh. Maybe.
Right? And it's causing all kinds of problems with the Apcott who's been killing them. I mean, you're talking about a Puritan people. If she had, it would have been big bad news, right? And they would have tried to cover it up. So there's a lot in my head that's going on as a keeper player, but we need to hear the story before I can get. I mean, that's what I'm going to play though.
Because I'm wondering if this guy is the fiance, if maybe the original, like the patriarch of the family, I forget what his name is.
Ezekiel or Ephraim
it is
or
Ezekiel,
something?
yeah. If Ezekiel killed this fiance, and maybe he's been taking out the men, like there's a reason why the men don't live as long as they do.
Because she may have been. They may have been. These may not really be Apcotts. Yeah. Like if this guy's name is Fitzsimmons, they may all be Fitzsimmonses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's a reach.
If Maddie's got, especially if, now that I'm thinking about it, bouncing off of what you're saying, Raz, if Maddie's got the Sarah doll as like a talisman, she's holding on to it, she's protecting it, maybe the doll is why Maddie's okay, or why Maddie's experiencing a lot.
Right, because any other family at this point, this is Amityville horror level. If the girl was in, and Allison said, is she really in trouble? I don't think she's not being tortured. She's fine. Like, maybe they're not seeing the bedroom the way we're seeing the bed. Maybe the vibe is, or Maddie is being kept close eye on. Now that doesn't mean Jonathan. That doesn't mean Julian isn't in trouble. Mm-hmm. Julian could be in real serious trouble. We don't know, and he's coughing. Rasping cough, that could be like something from, So yeah, I think we need to just play this out. But those are my thoughts to the people watching, and then I'll play into that once we have all that data from Sarah in the bedroom. So yeah, we searched down here for the paintings, I guess, is what we're looking for. If there's any image of him.
Yeah.
Matt, I think you're muted.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Got it. I can never tell when this thing's actually working or not. Sometimes when I flip it up, people still hear me, so it's weird. But yeah. So Amelia basically just kind of dropped you off down here because she went ahead back upstairs because you could smell kitchen, the dinners in the oven. Mm-hmm. It smelled really good. So she's seeing to that with Allison. So you guys are down here kind of like on your own. Mm-hmm. So, okay. But we're basically looking for anything incriminating.
We're trying to see if we can find. I mean, Sarah's telling us that there's a male's painting. She's looking for a portrait. We're looking for a portrait of a man.
Yeah, I'm basically just going through anything that looks like it could be a picture or a portrait. And as I'm doing this, I'm relaying what I saw. I just explain when I was up there, the closet opened by itself. And for a split second, I saw a man. And then I describe the man in as great detail as I can from what I remember. Mm-hmm. And then I just make sure to add towards the end that he didn't seem menacing. Like I didn't feel like I was in danger. I didn't feel like this was a menacing spirit or like a poltergeist or anything like that. Exactly. It felt more like he saw me and it was like a finally someone is here.
So
maybe we're dealing with two competing things.
Right. So
possibly.
Keeper, what we kind of put our heads together as we're looking through these things is we may be looking at if Sarah's engagement did not go well, if something ended poorly, if she had been pregnant, maybe, and this is a long stretch. I mean, we're just putting the wildest pieces together.
What you see so far,
these males may not be descended from the Apcotts like that. He would have been. All these men would have been descended from a different line, and that could be causing the problem. Because if that spirit's watching over Maddie and Sarah has the main doll, Sarah is the doll that she has. Sarah's doll. That spirit may be friendly in that closet. So we're not sure how to. We're trying to put all that together.
Got it. Fair enough. Yeah. So you guys are discussing that while you go rummaging through. And I mean, it's just like your typical basement. It's full of stuff that you're either too lazy or aren't ready to throw away, or but kind of should. And then mason jars of food. Again, now the wine cellar. There's a small fortune of wine in the wine cellar. It's really fairly well stocked, and none of it seems new. None of it's newer than like 4 or 5 years old. Some of it dates back 50 years or more.
Local or overseas type stuff?
Both local and overseas.
Okay.
Some of it is fairly thick with dust that you're like, I'm not even sure if I'm going to touch it. You have no, it could be 100 years old. There's a small I mean, there could be well over, $1,500, $2,000, 1920s money, right, in here in this cellar. Yeah, I mean that's a year's salary for someone. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, I'm not going to make you waste a spot hidden roll for stuff that's not there. There's no picture of the guy down here.
Okay.
All right, so the attic then.
I'll go check the attic.
So you go to the attic. I don't have a picture of the attic. You pull the pull string down of the attic, and you're looking around, and there is another older family tree that I will send to you all later. I just don't have anything saved because I don't expect us to get that far yet.
Hi.
But honestly, it doesn't have more of the recent dates on it.
Mhm.
So there's nothing in there that is sort of conveniently left out of the new one.
Exactly. I think
Okay.
there is something, I mean, that a super sharp eye would have to find, but it has nothing to do with this one.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
What kind of energy are we getting from the attic? Oh, Matt, looks like Matt had to step away. Perhaps.
So we find I'm going to find out from the keeper, but we probably run into Duke on the way back up from the basement.
I would think so, because Duke is on the second floor.
Right.
It's where he waylaid Allison, so you would be coming up
Yeah.
and sort of run into him on the way. He
I
doesn't
still-
know. He doesn't know about the guy in the closet, by the way.
No.
We fill you in when we can.
We'll fill you in. We also have yet to interview Maddie directly.
Or
Like,
No.
Jonathan.
or Julian.
Yeah.
On their own, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I update the team and I let them know that
Sorry, I had to call
pull-
that take. But yeah, I'm back.
It's okay. So we were just they were catching me up on what was in the basement, what they sort
As
of
we-
ran into.
On our way to the attic, we would have ran into Duke, we thought, so we were just explaining what
Yeah.
Right, because I was on the second floor. Right. So they tell me about the man that appeared in the closet. I explained to them what my private conversation with Allison yielded about the mirror and how bizarre that is that she wouldn't even think about just like getting her kid out of that house. That's just a little creepy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It is.
It's like there's so much not being said.
It is. Yeah. So the attic, everything in here, looks like they never go up here.
Yeah.
Like everything's under an inch of dust, kind of a deal. There's no footprints in the dust, anything like that, other than what you're making. Boxes and boxes of stuff. There are some other paintings and stuff up here, but you're looking, you're like, no, and you're still trying to keep that guy fresh in your mind. That guy is not here. The guy's not here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that almost confirms what we're thinking, that he wouldn't be a member of the family.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree. Matt, quick question.
Yeah.
Is the attic at all above Maddie's room?
No. Like the
Okay.
well, no. The attic actually it covers the entire area of the house.
The length of the
Okay.
hall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me back up on that. It does cover the entire area, but it's completely open floor plan. Now, Sarah, there is, as you're keeping the one mind thing on your mind again,
Yeah.
as you're climbing back down the attic steps, and you're like the ramp is going up, and it's got the little pull string, that goes up on the little string, and it's got the little hoop on it.
Yeah.
Something flashes in your mind, and now I need you to make me a sanity check.
I can't wait.
Oh,
Oops. That's a 96.
wow, extreme fail. So you full
Oh
scream.
no.
You full on scream, and that's you lose 6. Roll me a d10, please.
Do I have to?
Yeah.
Why did she scream?
She screams bloody murder. She just sees like the string and the little loop on the end of the string, that you would catch
I
pull
rolled
it
a
down,
2.
like it rolls up. It's just doing this kind of a thing. You roll to 2, you just run out of the house, like just running down the house. Ah, like screaming all the way down. Like you pass Julian. Ah, he's coming up from the steps, kind of stuff like that. Ah, all the way down. Roll me another d10, please.
What?
Is 1 not enough? No.
I feel that Mel has been in this situation before.
Wow.
Yeah.
What,
call
Mel's
back to
always like running out of houses and like refusing to go in them.
Listen, I had my moment as. Listen, it's a 3.
It's a 3. So it's not bad. Like you literally just, by the time, that's like 3 rounds. It's like you literally just get outside the door and you stop screaming, the front door. Like you just stop getting outside the front door. And there's like Jeeves bringing in the last of the boxes. Like madam, are you all right? And
Oh my
and the
God.
Do I
whole
look up right, Jeeves? Do I look up right to you?
like mascara is like streaming from your face, like running full tilt, just screaming and crying as you're seeing the man's face again, and it's getting you're getting like flashes of it, and you're closing in, almost like you're focusing in, on the picture that you've got in your mind, and you realize it was almost like a subconscious sort of thing when you saw the string and the little loop. Around his neck is a long, coarse rope kind of tied around his neck.
Mhm. Okay. So, as she's going down the stairs, we walk. We follow her out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I say to the family, nothing to fear there. It's because what we're trying to do is we're trying to see if we can, by faking and making ourselves look afraid, if the spirit might lash onto her. Sarah's very brave to do
Make
that.
me a fast talk roll on that, Father Ian.
Oh,
Because that's not persuade. That's a fast talk.
Is it really?
Yeah. If you had time to kind of.
No, I don't really have any fucking time at all.
One of my party members is outside alerting everyone in the area.
Well, as a priest, you would think I'd have a really good fast talk, but I don't.
Woo!
You're more a persuade guy. This is a spur of the moment kind of a thing.
Yeah, no, I didn't do
Yeah.
that well.
And they're like, huh.
Are you questioning a man of God? Are you?
No.
That's good then,
You're all
we're
are
fine.
experts. You're experts. You know what you're doing.
Said we're
And
fine.
again, they give each other that long sidelong glance. Dinner be ready in 15. Laura's got her hand up.
So we're all going out to see Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah's out there.
Okay.
And Jeeves has got like put down the suitcases and
I'm like crouched down. I'm just
everything.
like, I'm like,
Elizabeth goes into her bag of holding and rummages for a minute and pulls out a jar full of a slightly viscous clear liquid with a topper. She unscrews it, spins the thing around. It's a bubble wand, and she blows bubbles on Sarah.
Oh my god.
It's holy water, darling. Holy water bubbles. I'm
You've
cleansing
got to
you.
be fucking kidding me. You're blowing holy water with soap in it. Are you forking out of your mind?
It's blessed soap.
Someone's shouting at the top of your lungs right outside the front door.
You put dish detergent inside the water of Christ. That's what you're saying.
How else? Yes, Father. How else is it supposed to make bubbles?
Sarah is so overwhelmed. She's just sitting on the ground and her head is between her knees.
How else is it supposed to make it make bubbles?
I don't know. Try to swallow a little bit and push out your nose. I don't know how the hell you do it, but not like that.
I'm helping.
So you're out there watching the last rays of the sun dip below the horizon of North Ashfield. Some of you laughing, some of you screaming, some of you swearing.
He's making bubbles.
Dick's lit up again since he's outside. He's like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why these people
I'm
have
just
not
trying
checked
to
into
help
Motel
Sarah.
6.
I'm in crisis.
The last lights and the Jeeves like, right, I'll take the rest of the stuff up then.
You just do your job.
I guess I'll be sleeping on the second floor on the Barker Lounger, but that's fine. Poor Jeeves.
Jeeves, are you a man of God?
Of course.
Well, then you get your reward on the next life, as Father Finley would say.
I'm kind of scared of anything that Father Finley would give me.
So I'm still on the ground.
Well, you
My
got
head
your
is-
head together, yeah. You
My
breathing.
head is between my knees. I'm just.
It was just a
What
bout
happens
of
there?
insanity. You just lost it as you realized
I'm still probably a little. Tired, a little-
He's a hanged man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
This only just supports our theory even more. So I look up at whoever's closest to me and I just go,
Probably bubble
he was
wand.
hung.
Wow. Well, I mean, you know.
He's what, dear?
He's what?
He was
what?
hung by his neck.
Oh, was hung. He was hung. Oh.
That's what I said. Yeah.
I didn't say he
Men,
was hung.
come
He was,
on.
he's a slung soul.
You're all disgusting. I'm trying to act, and I'm stuck with a bunch of children.
Rein
Elizabeth,
it in, hun.
the man was hung.
He was hung.
He was.
That's all you can
Really?
say. with like a rope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clarify a little bit. Yeah. Yeah.
The one in the portrait, you mean?
The one that I saw in Maddie's room, yes.
The one we were looking for.
The one that I was looking for, yes. The one who didn't seem menacing, the one who just seemed like he was there to protect. I think that he was executed. But
Inside
I
the
don't know
house.
why. I don't know if it was on the property. I couldn't tell. I just saw a flash of a rope around his neck, and I think that's how he died. And maybe we can find out more from archives. I mean, one of you who mentioned going to see. I mean, I know that I kind of shat on the idea of like, oh, they're not going to have any records here, but now I want to find out if there are records.
Well, what year's the house built? Is there a keystone, a cornerstone? Sometimes up in the front they have the dates on them, especially on the old colonial houses.
This house was built as you're loading. Please wait. This house would have been built, early mid 1600s. I want to say about 1650. Yeah.
So prior to the wedding of Sarah and her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're right about that time.
Okay. So he could have been hung in the house.
Actually, make it 1690. Make it 1690. So it would have been around the time they might have gotten married.
Yeah.
He was born in 1673. So yeah.
But the old family tree is what I'm saying. The old family tree that we're going to eventually get to look at later. Does it show progenitors earlier than that guy?
Nope.
No.
Ezekiel is the first.
Okay.
It starts with Ezekiel and Sarah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So potentially, chances are it wasn't in that house, or if it was, it would have been. Yeah.
Maybe the house wasn't even here at that time. Maybe this was
Right.
the hill with a tree that he was hung on.
Remember, they said the pond was filled in a long time ago. Yeah.
Or if this house was something before it became
Right.
this house.
Sure.
Like it might have been the meeting house.
Also,
or
Duke,
some-
don't forget that log cabin further on in the back looked much older than this. I mean, this looked like
Yeah, that's
Right.
true. I sort of I'll
log
remember
cabin.
them about the log cabin. That
yeah.
speaks to
I
that.
mean, that was like almost primitive, log cabin kind of a deal.
Maybe it's possible that the log cabin belonged to him. Perhaps we should check back there.
I'm up for it. I kind
Right
of
now you are.
Well,
No
you're
time
thinking
like
about
present.
that. You're thinking about that, and Jeeves comes up and he goes, "The Apcott says has announced that dinner is ready, sirs and madam."
Thank you, Boyle.
And he stands aside to let you all through, and you just kind of stand there beside the door. Doesn't stiff bow.
I must feel like saying we'll send a plate out.
Yeah.
We're gonna take it to go.
Not for us, for him. We'll send a
Oh.
plate out to you. I
Wow.
didn't. I thought of it, and I'm like, I'm not good with domestics.
He can eat out in the car.
Yeah.
Nice.
If I know my rich people well, Jeeves, I believe there's a kitchen and you eat in there with those people. They'll have something ready for you. Make yourself comfortable.
I mean, he does have all the new silverware to wash. So,
You take your meals like they do in Downton.
so yeah, you walk in and you definitely smell the roast is very well done. Everything smells really, really nice and inviting. They've got everything set on the long table there in the main formal dining room. Like they've set extra places on down for you all. Nothing down towards like the other end of the room and other end of the table. There's like another 4 or so chairs, I think. Yeah. maybe 3 or 4 chairs. Down at the other end that still hasn't been done, just kind of along, and Amelia sits at the head. But yeah, so like Jeeves helps Allison bring the rest everything out on like the same little serving tray. It's a nice roast with some vegetables and stuff like that. Of course, it wasn't as big as they had prepared, planned to prepare for you all for tomorrow, but they're making do. There's enough for everyone. You know, so they're carving everything up, and everybody's it's fine. There's no wine being served. Um, there is basically like a lemonade or water, basically is what's being served, or milk. The natural.
Boring people.
Yeah, exactly. So you're like all that wine downstairs, and they don't. Okay, kind of a deal. So yeah, that milk, lemonade, or water basically is what's being served. And, it's 1920, so it's a nice cloudy water.
Well, you said that the wine cellar hasn't had any new bottles in like 4 or 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that like around the time that
Jack died.
her husband's died? So
all the
maybe
menfolk died. Yeah.
he was the wine person, and
Further on back,
they kind
possibly.
of have
Yeah.
kept.
Yeah,
that.
she if you mention that up, yeah, she mentions that she's a teetotaler, even though she doesn't. If you all would like a bottle of wine, I'm sure I'm glad I could send Allison down and
Great.
get a bottle for you. Yes, yeah. Allison goes and just gets a random bottle, and you look at it, it's like 1880. So she has no idea what this stuff is. She does, Amelia doesn't drink, so she doesn't drink, kind of deal, kind of stuff. She does whatever Amelia tells her to do. You catch on to that really quickly.
Okay.
And she brings it out and uncorks it. She has a little bit of trouble with the corkscrew, kind of deal. And Jeeves like, allow me, madam. He's gets it all. Gets it. He's just perfectly done, just like a similar. Just gets it all ready to go. So, pours it into a small glass, and let's see. Yeah, he'll hand it to Father Ian, and just like the little bit of the bottom of the glass. So, and it is nice. It's very it's in a perfectly controlled room, in the basement. So yeah, it was never get a chance to get too hot. So yeah. It smells wonderful. It's a nice burgundy sort of a wine. Perfect for
well
dinner.
with the roast. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So you smell it, and you take the little sip, and it tastes really good. So yeah, he fills it up. Anybody else take a glass other than Father? He knows his father's drinking. Duke, Elizabeth, Sarah, do you drink?
That was absolutely racist.
Just saying. We know the father's drinking.
Sarah will not partake.
Okay.
I think it's better that I stay sober after my episode.
Got it.
So
Now you're
really?
all like,
I think it's the perfect time.
No, I'm okay. I also said Sarah doesn't drink or smoke either. So
Oh.
got it.
So you don't cope with it the way the Cairo crew does.
no,
Noted.
I'm not an alcoholic like Faye.
Got it. So let's, just for simplicity's sake, let's say like we're sitting across the table from each other, just kind of how we're set. Like Duke and Father Ian is on one side of the table, Elizabeth and Sarah's on the other side of the table. Julian's kind of sitting on the other side of Father Ian. Allison's on the other side of Duke. And so you're kind of, you're kind of making small talk across the table to Julian, Sarah, about his books and stuff like that. And yeah, you're rapidly building a friendship that you just, you're like, this is really nice. You're talking the same language, and like, what libraries has he been to? He hasn't got a chance to go to many libraries except for like Greensboro. He has just hasn't had opportunity to go out. So you're like, you must go to Boston, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, I'm offering him, if he ever is able to come to Boston, I'll give him a personal tour. Yeah, just,
and he's like his heart's getting lifted, he's like I found a friend, I found a companion. Now Maddie was sitting next to you, Sarah. As I say, was like she was sitting there eating and stuff like that, and everything was fine. and you're talking with Julian, and you all are talking amongst each other, and then making small talk around the table, not trying to really bring up what's going on. That you're trying to enjoy dinner. And we'll deal with business maybe after dinner, kind of deal. Are you asking about you can ask about the cabin? I guess that'd be nice small talk.
Yeah, sure. I think maybe
Duke.
Yeah, because Duke saw it more. If you don't mind taking that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Ma'am, if you don't mind me asking, there's a cabin at the back of the property.
Oh, yes.
What's the story behind the cabin?
Oh, the teacher rents that from us. The local teacher, Miss Farmer.
But what is its origins? Who owned it originally?
Oh, it's been here forever. I don't really know.
Is it possible that it was owned by the patriarch of this family? How far back does this family go in this house?
I mean, that does make sense. Yeah, they probably lived in it while this was being built. That was common in the time. I mean, that was something that they could quickly throw together, and it's been remodeled and stuff some since then, especially the inside, to make it more palatable for modern living. But yes, but yeah, I would definitely imagine that it would have been the first structure on the property. We owned this entire county at one time and just been selling off parcels of this of different land, as we've gone on. That's their old money. Like we own the entire county this section of the county at one time.
Where was the original meeting house or town hall? I mean,
that would have been in Greenville, in the town, in the county seat.
And where are all the forebearers and the ancestors of your people? Where are they all interred?
Oh, in the cemetery. I mean, she points actually just just down the road over there. You actually sort of passed it on the way up. When you came up from the south end of town, you kind of passed it. You would have saw it it was a gigantic hill with all these tombstones and stuff all dotted up along it.
And you still own that property, do you?
Yeah, we have 2 different plots. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, two different large plots at that area. Yeah, we haven't been up to the ones at the top in a long time, have we? No. I mean, all our family's further down.
Do you know why the pond was filled in?
I don't know. I maybe because it was too close to the house. Maybe it was seeping in. I don't know. I don't know why it was. I mean, that was done hundreds of years ago. It was a long time ago. I couldn't tell you. I know who could tell you. There is a local historian that Julian talks to quite a bit. Is Reverend Francis Connolly at the Calvary Episcopal Church around the corner there.
Fantastic. Well, we might have to.
Yeah.
Have to stop in and see him. Perhaps the father
he does fancy himself the local historian. Of course. He's Episcopalian. We're Episcopalian.
Father McKinley, didn't you weren't you introduced to him?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, you went to see the Lutheran church.
My bad. I thought you went to see the Episcopalians. Forgive me.
Yeah. No, not seeing it as damn Episcopalians. No. Not having none of that.
None. It's probably where Elizabeth learned to put the soap into water.
Probably. Probably so.
On one of those joyful sermons they give during like the Holy Week of Easter.
Something
that they found, blow bubbles.
The sermon, the sermon that they found in a article in Home and Garden. But yeah.
The Lord be with you.
It's creative. It cleanses a space quickly.
So yeah, you all are talking and everything's going on, swimmingly and stuff like that. And you're chatting and again, Sarah, you've been like wrapped up in conversation with Julian. So you didn't notice until you stopped and have a bite to eat. Did you look beside you? And Maddie's not in her chair. She's like, where'd Maddie go? Make me a listen roll, please.
Okay. Everyone or just
everyone at the table?
Everyone, please.
That's a regular success.
That is a
Excellent.
critical success.
Excellent.
Hard.
All right. Everyone but Elizabeth made it? Okay. All right. So and Duke made it critical and Bond made it
Mhm.
hard. So yeah, it's fine for regular for you because it's right beside you, Sarah. But from like underneath the table, you're hearing Maddie. No, Sarah, you can't talk to them right now. They're busy eating. You can talk to them later. Not right now. You can just hear the whisper of it. And with the hard, you can hear it, Father Ian, and Duke. Yeah, with the extreme, you're like you kind of caught the tail end of it. So I'm not sure if you heard exactly what I whispered, but yeah. Does anybody need me to
Duke will push the chair back and do a quick under the table.
do a quick under the table?
Yeah.
So you pull back, and as you stretch back from underneath the table, you look and you're not sure. You think someone spilled a glass of water or something. You're looking at the top of the table real quick because you under the table, like a little stream of water has come out underneath the table. Tiny little bit of water just kind of seeped out from underneath the table, and you pulling up. You're like what the hell? Did somebody drop their water or something underneath the table? And you're pulling up the tablecloth kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and Sarah's down there, and she has like the doll beside her, and then there is a small, like you want to say, young woman, in like a drenched night sheet, like a night clothes, like a white robe, a white bedclothes kind of deal. Very old style bedclothes, completely drenched hair, almost like the woman from The Ring, dark drenched hair, completely covering her face. And you're seeing that, and like and Maddie's just talking to her, and and the face just turns towards you as you're looking under there. Make me sanity check.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Sarah, did you do the same?
Oh, surprisingly, it's great.
I would have, since Maddie was right next to me. I was thinking
Yeah.
about dropping maybe my napkin on the floor, so I had an excuse to.
Yeah, and you see the napkin soaking up the water.
Wonderful. Thank God.
What about you, Father Ian? Would you have looked at?
I'm watching Duke go. I mean, he starts backing away.
Well,
I'm like,
he pulls away. You didn't look under. Okay.
No.
Duke, how did you do on your sanity?
I had a 25. We're good. We're rock solid.
Nice. So Sarah, how did you do?
I don't want to do it. No, I'm kidding. I'll do it right now.
Yeah, sanity check is you see exactly the same thing as she looks over towards Duke. You make me a sanity check as she snaps her head towards you, and this light blue, like veiny skin of this perfectly beautiful young face.
Well, I'm glad I rolled a 30 then.
Nice, light, late teens, early 20s kind of face. Beautiful face, but like light blue tinged skin. With kind of veins kind of through it, and completely hollowed out eyes, turns towards you as she grabs your leg, and you feel like ice just grabbed your leg. How did you do on your sanity? Was that a regular?
That was a regular.
That was a regular. That was a save.
So she grabbed my leg.
She grabbed your leg.
Fantastic.
You take actually 2 points of like frostbite damage.
Matt, I just want to know what I ever did to
you. 2 points of like frostbite damage. You're just like ice just wrapped itself around your leg, and she just looks at you with that face, and that's where we'll stop.
The next time that I hear you go, why does Raz keep doing this to Faye? I'm going to counter this with, why does Matt keep doing this to Faye?
Yes, why is Matt's first response to laugh?
Yeah.
Last game, Mel picked up the wet doll. That's where we'll end it. Today, Mel gets frostbite. That's where we'll end it.
Oh, yeah. And your arm gets ripped off.
What can I do to Mel? Let's end this and we can discuss. Thank you guys so much for playing. I'm glad to have everybody here from the Bardic College. Raz, Joel, Lauren, and Melinda. Thank you guys so much. We will continue this as soon as we can, hopefully with our final episode in this chapter.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Mike.